Good evening, everyone. Do what I willed shall be the whole of the law. And welcome back to Thelema After Tears. It's been quite some time since I saw all of you here, actually. I think our last live stream has been in July, if I'm not mistaken, and we're now in November. So some time has passed. Um, I was cooking up something, right? And most of you will know that it's been my Holy Guardian Angel Experience course, which started in September. It's currently running, but not just that, and that is the reason why we're going to do this live stream today. In fact, we're going to have. I'm going to present to you pretty much the biggest. Plan, the biggest release that I've been working on for so long, and to do so, I'm going to invite you, my friend Tonelise, and
Hello,
welcome, welcome to the stream. Welcome to Thelema After Tears. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm sitting in the States at the moment, and would love to have a chat through this forum and talk to Marco about our coming retreat in September 24, where we combine a really kick-ass once-in-a-lifetime holiday with learning and practicing magic. And
Absolutely.
yeah, we're trying to rip down we're tired of gatekeeping and want to make the law for all, so to speak. And I'm very much looking forward to this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like one of the things that pretty much everybody who's been following me on social media since I started sharing, my magical path, have always been asking me, yeah, like all the live streams are great. This is, Instagram streams are great. The online courses are okay, but when are you going to do something live? And it was like pretty much like when was that when we start talking about this? Around like almost 2 years ago now, when you
Yeah,
told when we started like slowly planning it.
exactly. A lot of things had to happen in those 2 years. First of all, we had to come out of a pandemic, which isolated people to a great extent and unnaturally separated us from each other. And
Yeah,
hence, would make a retreat, an in-person retreat, both illegal and impossible. But, also secondly, I followed my call. I know this sounds a bit new agey, but never mind that. My call to buy a house in the south of France and do it up more or less from scratch. It was a year full-time work, and that was my COVID project. So
yeah,
it couldn't have been done before. Now, when the house is ready, we have somewhere where we can gather and stay in. I wouldn't hesitate to call it some comfort while being introduced to the finer sides of life and magic. So I'm glad
absolutely.
we got to it in the end.
We're finally here, indeed. It's been a long time coming, but here we are, right? So let me show you all like what is that we're planning, right? So of course, as you can see on screen, we called it Towards Heliopolis. If you know me, you know that I use the name Heliopolis a lot, and Heliopolis, of course, is a city in Egypt, but it's also almost like a mystical place that is considered to be the cradle of initiation. And Heliopolis was known as On in the ancient Egyptian language, and its name and a place, a magical formula, if you want, that holds a lot of power, lots of meaning in my spiritual tradition, the same that I share with Annalise as well, which is, I would say, we can call it Gnostic dilemma. Maybe that's the best way of calling it, right? And
I
so,
would go
it,
further than that. I would call it Gnostic, undogmatic dilemma.
dilemma, yeah, absolutely.
Pull the dogma out of it a little bit and make it, fun. Just before you start going through everything, Marco, just that picture that we've used on our website and on the promotion and the one you just saw here. We didn't just pick that out of nothing. That's Chateau de Foix, which is the home seat of the Foix clan. Esclamont de Foix comes from there. And she was, the Cathar high priestess. That one
Mhm.
visiting it. We're visiting. We're going there. It's in a remarkable nick, and it's a lot of fun. So all the pictures are there for a reason.
Yeah, and so I would say that let's start showing, for instance, like you say, like your pandemic project was, like finding this place, buying this place, and making, doing it up. So I decided to share some of the pictures of the place so that people can see where we're going to stay, right? Because just like a little bit, because we're beautiful, and of course, towards Heliopolis is an extraordinary retreat designed to awaken the magic in you. And I guess I will explain what this means a little bit more down the line. By the way, as usual with my live streams, if you have any questions whatsoever, put them in the chat, and we'll try to get back to you if you do have any questions, right? And by that I mean any question. Like, no question is too stupid, no question is too obvious. Ask everything you want to know. So back to the place, and this is going to be your home for the week. This is where, like, this is the approach, I would say, right? From with all the garden that surrounds it. But then just a little bit of glimpse of what I really love, that your library is full of Thelemic little hints and nudges there. If you can see which books are on the shelves, you recognize some interesting ones, and of course the still of revealing. And
Thelema and William Morris. Yeah, exactly.
absolutely, it's a nice mix, right? I mean, the place is beautiful. Is that like the key?
Yeah.
The key of joy is disobedience, right? I love it.
Oh, I didn't
So
notice that.
yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I go back. It's definitely there. Look at that. The key of joy is disobedience. Which, by the way, it's a quote from Crowley. So, perfect mix indeed. Carlotta is saying in the chat, and yeah, I agree. Okay, so we're here, right? So tell us a little bit about, like, where we're gonna be, where we're gonna go, things we're gonna see.
Right. Okay. I know you, Marco, will come back to the questions about magic. What you're going to teach, how you're going to teach it, how much experience must one have, what can one expect in terms of all of that. So I'll just leave that for a little bit. But there's a reason that we, that I went to the south of France. It's in the Pyrenees there, and in the so-called Cathar country. That's what it's called by a lot of people, including the tourist board in Languedoc. The truth of the matter is that the history in this area is so dense. It's sometimes a bit hard to breathe. But we're looking at here in this picture, Chateau de Kerbus, and it's one of the so-called Cathar castles. We will also visit this one. The views are extraordinary. These places are built, they look like they just come straight out of the bedrock. And they're medieval. They're really quite ancient. Visigoths moving into medieval times. Now, it's very difficult to explain how one feels moving around in these buildings. These buildings have seen a lot. They've gone through a lot. They've been there for a very long time. And if people believe in a little bit of like energy exchange, there is no wonder that these buildings feel special even today. They also are UNESCO heritage sites, so we will visit several of them and having some fun at the same time. That's Le Cité de Carcassonne that you're looking at, which was started at the time of the Visigoths foundations. It has an incredibly interesting history. And it was found in good nick, because during the Albigensian Crusade, where people were burnt alive in the area as heretics, the people who stayed there just left the gates open, so it survived. This is the cathedral in there, which also have Visigoth foundations. It's got some of the best kept and most beautiful glass paintings. So lead glass in all of France. And this is a living city where people live, where people eat. There are restaurants in there. We will eat there. I'll get back to the food later. But what we're trying to achieve with this is to literally put people's boots on ground. And I wouldn't call it, holy ground, because it isn't, frankly, unless one makes it holy. But it's definitely historic. It's very special, and it's sacred ground for a lot of people. This is Chateau de Puvert, which is also known for other reasons, for people like films. That it's the main chateau and the film set actually. It was used as a film set for Polanski when he shot the Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp. So this is ironically, because they made Chateau de Puvert an entrance to the underworld, whereas in fact it was the head of the court of love, and the troubadours would come there and perform poetry and sing for the domina, and it was very strict rules against this, and they would banquet and have a lot of fun. So this was a kind of light, uplifting place. It's one of the Cathar castles. It's in private ownership. The owner lets us come in there, no problem. And it's also one of the ones where it wasn't sieged, because the people who stayed in there during the crusade just left the gate open. So it's in really, really good nick.
So we have one question that I think I would love to answer. Somebody says, can I help you? We record the visit for those who are unable to attend. Unfortunately not. This is strictly an in-person event, right?
Yeah.
This is we had exactly, like we had like 3-4 years of online events, and like the interest towards online events is actually dwindling. I've seen this a lot with my data of other content creator. I hate the term content creator, you all know that, but I like to point it out, right? We do create content. Interest in online events is dwindling, and we want this thing to be special. We want this thing to be something that those who join us there will see something that you cannot really captured it on film, right? I mean, of course, I'm pretty sure there are videographers here. I mean, I can see one of them. Hello, Jeremiah. I know that there will be a videographer that can say, well, we can make videos of that. Yeah, but the experience that we want to share with you all, which is, as Tonelise said, history, traditions, amazing food, the beautiful life that is the experience of South France, but also the magic, the mysticism that it's steeped into those lands. You cannot really transmit it on video. You just can't, unfortunately.
No, I mean, if I can just use a typical day as an example, it will become blatantly clear why this time. First of all, we wake up in the morning. Marco will offer in-person tuition. There will be meditation, there will be massage, wellness treatments, food, breakfast. Then there is tutoring and teaching and practice of magic with Marco. Then we will go and have a typical French lunch, which is a 3-course lunch with coffee and wine. And then it's time for the excursion of the day, where we go and find put our boots on the ground in an incredibly historically beautiful place. And then afterwards there is a marvelous French dinner. 2 of the days we'll visit a Michelin-starred eatery. There is wine tasting. There are restaurants every single day, and excursions to fascinating places every single day. Also, we'll go underground and we'll go into limestone caves. We can't do that while we're filming, and it's absolutely impossible to convey how you feel visiting a place like this, and weaving the energy of the place and the history of the place into magical tutoring. So this is for all. It's we will. It's for the people who attend, and we handpick 8 people, and there's already a lot of interest. So it's a strictly in-person event, because it can't be conveyed in streaming. That's the whole point of it. That you have to be able to feel the energy of it. And lastly, also there's an initiation process that takes part in a Visigoth chapel that's what was built in the year 400, and the energy that you feel when you walk into a building and you just sit down and you listen to the silence in it, and it's still there, and it strikes you like, oh my goodness, a millennia ago this was already half a millennia old. That cannot be in streaming.
That's quite when you put it like that, you really realize everything that cannot be done online only, right? And then this
A
again why
multi-sensuous
we
experience.
would
Yeah, it's a multi-sensuous experience. It's about taste, it's about flavor, it's about the smell of the place, the feel of the place, the how we will feel being together. You know, the handpicked eight people and Marco and I for that week, and grow together, and at the same time experience, you know, great experiences in terms of you know, the good life, and experiencing a new place for most of you, while Marco will teach magic that will give you a lot to take away, and a magical toolbox that can be utilized in all avenues of life, really. So
so
we want it to be life changing. If it isn't, we failed.
exactly, I agree with you. So of course, I got a lot of questions about like what kind of magic you're going to teach, right? And I guess I mean I'm just gonna share some ideas that about what I'm going to present to you. So basically, my idea is to well, we have 7 days together, right? And in 7 days, I want to be able to offer. A set of magical tutoring that will take ideally somebody who's never done magic from the very beginnings, from the start, to having those incredible experiences that we've been discussing. To be able to really tap into the energy of the places we will visit, the primordial energies of the place we're going to visit. Right. So, for instance, I mean, don't expect this to be yet another beginners magicians. We're just gonna do the LBRP forever kind of experience. There will be some mentioning about that because that is my tradition. That is the magic I know and the magic I teach. But I am going to focus on rather advanced concepts. For instance, the Holy Guardian Angel, and will feature heavily in the teachings and the lessons that we will do every day, and the rituals that I am putting together to share with you all throughout the entire week. Another thing that I've been working on, which is quite new, like I said, I'm to be fair, I never heard anybody else doing it this way. But those of you maybe who are familiar with the Vajrayana traditions or Tibetan tantric traditions, you know the idea. You definitely have heard the idea of empowerments, right? Empowerments basically are teachings made of mantras, made of icons, made of practices that can only be received in specific moments, in specific places, by specific people, and in many ways they initiate you into a specific lineage. And this lineage that I want to share with you is something that I've been working on for a long time, and it's something that has to do with Babylon. Uh, Babylon is considered, it's possibly the most famous of Thelemic egregores or goddess, or if you want to call her a goddess. But I would like to present to you a different side of Babylon that nobody ever speaks about, that it's found in the original documents and holy books of Thelema, but also that has evolved over the years through my direct practice and synthesize these teachings into an empowerment so that you can go home and work with Babylon into this current on your own, and possibly in time, develop your own way of devotion and your own way of magic, of working magic with her. So it's quite, it's quite in an ambitious project, if we can say that, but it's also the right time to do it. Okay. I would say the right time, from in time, really. Like this is the right years to do it. 2024 will be 120 years from the reception of the Book of the Law, and 120 is a very important number. Those of you who come from strictly Masonic or Golden Dawn or Rosicrucian traditions will know that it's a number of the years that the pastus, the tomb of Christian Rosenkreuz, meant to be closed before opening it again. And this is the new opening. We are going to open that tomb, that mystical place of initiation again, in the place where those tradition has survived for centuries, if not millennia, and we will going to transmit this new empowerment. So yeah, I think it's going to be great.
To me, it's really interesting to do it there because in this part of the world, because this is a part of the world where the cult of the Black Madonna has survived really well. Most of the most villages has a church that's a millennia old. Most villages has a Black Madonna tucked away. Some are in the church, sometimes in the crypt. Small little statues, 50 centimeters tall, made out of wood. Or black meteorite stone, which this area is also famous for. So that mixed with a whole troubadour tradition, which is basically the worship of the domina, and what basically came to be Notre Dame. That's a fascinating thing that I will also teach about a little bit while we are together. And the pre-medieval world as well, with the Celtic goddesses, Belisama, and the whole area, parts of the whole area there that's bordering up to the foothill of the Pyrenees, called Les Minervois, the Minerva. It's absolutely safe to say that the goddesses are well represented as still sacred sources, water sources that come straight of the mountain, which people visit for healing and meditation purposes. And we'll obviously visit one of those, and you can drink the water. And all of this is geared towards the ancient part of the sacred feminine, which any doubt has survived in this area. It's very lunar, to put it that way. So the Babylon tradition, particularly the secret worship of Babylon, or the understanding of Babylon that Marco will teach, is enhanced by the area and very, very congruent for that part of the world.
So,
but Marco,
I think I am losing you, Tonelise.
I'm sorry.
Not.
I said there will also be other ritual and teachings, right?
Oh yes, absolutely. Like I said, like we will get to that point, but this will be the crowning moment of the magical part of an otherwise amazing holiday on its own. I mean, by all means, it's a great holiday, right? So I guess question for you. I've seen some questions, right? How many spaces do we have, and what people do need to do if they're interested in joining?
Okay, well, we have 8 spaces, not anymore, but it's eight spaces in total. There will be no more than 8 attendees here. The reason for that is to be able, Marco and I would like to give everybody attention, the attention needed, particularly because people are getting private tutoring from Marco. A tarot reading for me it's not compulsory, not at all, but if that's your thing, all included, and meditation and massage and all of that. So to be able to take care of everybody properly, we have 8 spaces, and over half of it is kind of gone. But there, if people are interested in joining us, I would like to refer to the website, which I'm going to put in the chat here. Or Marco, can you do it while I talk? So people can copy and paste the link, maybe. There's a lot on there that you may want to read, but to reserve your space, get in touch with me and send an email on onemagicalretreat@gmail.com, or you can go on the website and just use the Join Us tab there, or register now, and just send me or the contact us and send me a message that you're interested. What we do need is a deposit from you to secure your space, and then after the deposit is paid, we are very, very open for down payment plans for this, because we have time, and so there are time for you to spread the payments over several months, so it's easier to manage. And we will talk
exactly.
to you.
Like we definitely need the down payment of the deposit, so we know how many people are serious to join us, right? That's fundamental.
We need that. We need a deposit paid, so that we absolutely, we need to know how many people. Well, it will be 8. but we also need that to be able to get on with the practical part of creating a retreat like this for you guys. And that will that includes stuff that are expenses and everything, but you shouldn't have to worry about that anyway. But the deposit has to come in to be able to reserve your space, because we have several people who are also interested and they're saving, so we need to get this done.
Well, I guess this is a good time to also say that we are already off-sold pretty much, because we have already.
I'm going to have to be absolutely honest. I'm so thrilled for the response here. Frankly, I thought it would be a bit harder, but I'm thrilled because this tradition that Marco and I are a part of. We've known each other for many years, haven't we? Since the old OTO days, before we both loudly left the order for very, very similar reasons. So hence I also practice magic, and I'm just so happy when people want to come to the part of the world that I personally am called to so much, that I went and I bought a big house to house other people and learn a tradition that is very dear to both of us here. So that makes my heart flutter a bit. So I'm grateful for that. But practically what's included, what you have to do, get yourself to Toulouse Airport on the 4th of September between 12 or even before, you can wait, and 6 in the afternoon. And that's it. That's all you have to do. People will be
the rest. We
up.
will take care of everything else. Exactly.
Absolutely everything. You don't have to worry about food or blah. Obviously we will adhere to people's dietary requirements. This is the south of France. This is the cuisine is world famous, and for a good reason. It's the best produce on earth, and fresh. There is very little. One doesn't even have a concept of organic, because everything kind of is. Don't even get me started on the wine, the coffee, and everything. So it's you can expect to eat like kings, and we don't hold back when it comes to the food and the wine, absolutely. And even going to a vineyard and tasting wine there when the wine actually has been made and grown.
And by the way, we have everything planned out, right? And if you're curious about all the details, you'll see a lot on the website that I linked there, but you can see also here on screen now. But if you're curious about all the details, the best way is for you to get in touch, or either through the website or via this email, onemagicalretreat@gmail.com.
Right.
And we'll set up a Zoom call with you, with the two of us and you, and we can give you all the precise details, right? And why we're gonna do that, and suppose of just like say it right now, well, because again, we want to make sure that we get to know, at least on a we're gonna get a little bit of vetting process going on, because again, we're gonna spend 7 days together. It's going to be a beautiful experience. It's going to be on holiday, and we want to make sure that we put together, well, the dream team. If I can say that can I say that term? I guess I can, right? Yeah, I like it.
We're going to be 7 days in the same house. It's really, really important that people are in tune with each other, particularly when it comes to stuff like learning about living history, religious history, magic, etc. And also being able to function together for seven days, and taking in almost alchemic experiences every day. That's why I'm kind of keep going back to the food and the wine and all of that, because the skill level and the tradition that is connected to that is pure alchemy. It's basically taking that and putting it together and completely transmuting it to something that is wonderful. So the whole point of that is to lift everyone's spirits so that we can soar a little bit together.
Well, I think we have presented this.
I think so, but it's just one little thing that I would like to kind of just sketch real quick. It's like people might wonder, like, what do I take away from this? Well, first of all, you'll have some fun. First of all, you will see places that's really hard to find for a normal tourist. For instance, the chapel I was talking about, it took me two years to find it. It's in the woods. So that every day will be really, really special, and you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about your safety or how to get to A to B. You're being driven from A to B. And then in the end, the seventh day, on the seventh day, they all rested and you would drive you back to the airport. So what else is to take away from it? And, you are getting a magical toolbox, and which hopefully helps with knowing how to be present in your own world, a certainty that you belong, and hopefully you'll get some energy and excitement out of this. But moreover, this is the only setting that I can think of when people actually get intimate knowledge of magical practice, the holy guardian angel, and the mystery arts without having to join a very gatekeeping sacred order that comes with lots of oaths and swearing and everything. So because we really would like to make the law for all, and then you will get that. That's the clarity and inspiration that comes with being able to practice magic in your own time, and great memories, and hopefully some really good new friends. Learning magic is a lot of fun when we learn together, and can often lead to deeper insight and enhanced learning and a continued community. So connection and community here in an environment that supports this learning is something that is pretty unique. I haven't seen it before, so we're trying to do that really, really well.
Fantastic.
And yeah, it's also that I've done a similar retreat before, so it's been beta tested. So it's not a.
We're not going in. We're not going in like we're not flying blind. This has been beta tested, right? So,
contact us if you guys have questions. We've need a deposit in, and then the moment that's done, we will come up, like I said, with a payment plan that works for you and your situation, and I'm pretty certain we can make that happen. And then you can, when the deposit is down, me and Mark will contact you. We'll talk on Zoom. You'll be able to pick your room, and then if you have questions that is particular to you, just feel free then to fire away. We're quite looking forward to this.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Tonelise, for joining me here and introducing towards Heliopolis in the best possible way. I'll see you soon. Okay.
No, absolutely. We will see each other a lot as we are planning this. And thank you everybody who attended today.
We have one question. We have one question. Are there going to be other people staying at the chateau? It's just that no, it's just the students. It's just us. There is no one else. It's just us, pretty much. So it's very exclusive. It's absolutely 100% exclusive. Yeah.
Right, we're not staying at a chateau. We visit a lot of chateaus. We stay in my house, and it's a big, typical French maison, turn of the century, done up, I hope, with some thought and attention to detail. It's enough space for everyone. It's a big house and with a very, very nice big private garden. And if you are interested in checking that more out, go on the website and click on top when it says accommodation, and then you can read all about it. But it's only Marco, I, and 8 people. That's it. We will not involve anybody else. We're making this really, really exclusive and special for you.
Absolutely. And this has to be clear. It is a unique experience. And I'm gonna say that, like, you will find a lot of group tours being organized. Maybe they have like 20 people, 30 people. No, we wanted this to be exclusive. We wanted it to be extremely exclusive. Because it's I think that if you want to get in the right mindset to absorb certain teachings and certain practices, you have to be in a very exclusive setting. Okay, so that's it. We told you everything that we had to tell you. So first of all, I want to say goodbye to Tonelise. Thank you very much once again for being here, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
And everything is included. I'm just saying that again. You know, in other tours like this, people are often expect to pay their own restaurant bills, their own wine, their own this, their own that. The only thing that you guys have to pay for out of your own pocket is, you know, presents for your friends and stuff. So, so it's important to mention that, and
Yeah.
that's a level of the exclusivity that we are trying to convey to you guys. But thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Okay, here we are. That's it, right? I hope, I really hope that we were able to convey how much how much love we're putting into this experience, and it is a unique experience, right? Like we are going to this is it. This is the window of opportunity to do this. It's right now. I don't think there will be another window of opportunity for a very, very long time. We're getting to a point where we're leaving, the pandemic years, and so it's time to go back into an in-person experience, but it has to be special. I hope I'll see you there. Like I said, like we said, actually, um, half of the places are already spoken for, right? So yeah, there are only 8 places, but in fact, 4 are pretty much already gone. So it might be, if you're interested, if what you saw, what you heard today really touched you, get in touch with us, and we'll make it happen, right? Like I said, it's once the deposit is down, the rest can be organized. Like the payment can be split over several months, and everything is included, and it's going to be an incredible experience. So once again, thank you very much. I'll see you at some point soon. We're thinking about doing more live streams again with Tonelise, telling you a little bit more about the history of the south of France, of Occitania, of the Cathar castles, and then I would love to go back to just answer questions on magic, right? So there you go. I'll see you all soon. Do what the will shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love and the will.